Blake Lively is facing yet more drama, this time with her co-star Anna Kendrick, which she's already done before, but of course is facing again. We knew before that there was some bad blood. So now I guess just is this a new thing actually, or is this just the resurfacing of the previous feud that's now everyone's talking about? I believe this wholeheartedly, Kim, judging by all the things she made Justin, all the hoops and things she took over that we see through text message. I can only imagine what Blake's team, her lawyers, her attorneys are now all using because of court things. Blake Lively is facing yet more drama, this time with her co-star Anna Kendrick, which she's already done before, but of course is facing again.
The courtroom hushed to a near whisper, then erupted. Blake Lively, a picture of composure usually, visibly reeled as Dr. Carol Lieberman, a respected psychiatrist, dropped an absolute bombshell. This wasn't about the legal filings anymore.
Impacted kind of by everything going on in the world.
Why what happened? I did ayahuasca and the last year of my life is just gone, but I've heard the movie's amazing.
Wait, thank you.
I just can't imagine how uncomfortable tonight has been trying to dodge all of these questions and pretend like nothing is wrong.
Which I think is not fair, right?
Yeah, you're such a bad daughter.
Terrible daughter. See, this is an entire therapy session.
That's good. Get it out.
We're not best buddies at all moments, but do we do well together on screen? And there's some people that we're best buddies, and then on screen it's like
They respect you.
A lot of talking.
Gotta
off the
give her a
ledge.
pep talk. I'm like, we're amazing. We're powerful.
That's true.
I'm the reason she gets out of bed in the morning.
And Anna's just an egomaniac, as you can see.
Anna Kendrick had issues working with Blake Lively years ago, and even though they did a sequel together, it looks like those issues are still there because now she's visibly shunning her. And this is a big...
It was personal. Before we dive into how this all unraveled, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're into raw deep dives like this. We break down the biggest entertainment stories with no fluff, just straight up facts, receipts, and a touch of chaos. And trust me, you're gonna want to see how this one plays out. Lieberman claimed Blake's intense reaction to Justin Baldoni might stem from unexpected romantic feelings during filming, twisting the entire narrative of harassment into something far more intricate and emotionally charged. The air grew thick with a tension that cut deeper than any legal argument, hinting at a truth far more complicated than anyone had dared to imagine. This sudden public unveiling shattered the illusion of a clear-cut case, plunging everyone into a psychological drama with consequences no one could foresee.
It shows Anna Kendrick isn't giving Blake Lively any public support on the Justin Baldoni case, and also at the same time her body language in multiple interviews when asked doesn't seem to be that friendly towards Blake Lively. There's also rumors that Anna Kendrick is pissed because Amazon wouldn't release this movie in theaters because of fears over Blake Lively's reputation.
The level of cringe in this video made Blake Lively co-star shrink almost to below the floor.
So what happens in the third one? No, I'm joking. Country in Rome, honestly. So Paul, we really wanted to make this second movie.
On June 7th, during a pre-trial discovery, the courtroom became a stage for an unexpected revelation. Dr. Carol Lieberman, a celebrity psychiatrist often called as an expert witness, took the stand. Her analysis of Blake Lively's behavior during the filming of It Ends With Us was nothing short of a turning point. Lieberman meticulously dissected Blake's actions and emotional responses, presenting a...
What does it mean to be back with Anna?
Oh, it's the best. I'm so happy.
What does it mean to be working with Blake again?
We're talking about you all day.
Oh my god, I'm gonna take it.
Get it in selfie mode. Be prepared.
What does our character know versus what are they letting on
to
like they know? But are they pretending like they know in order to get confirmation, but they don't actually know and they're finding out in that moment?
Theory that suggested Blake might have developed deeper romantic feelings for Justin Baldoni. This wasn't just a professional observation, it was a psychological diagnosis thrown into a legal battle, fundamentally reshaping the harassment accusations into a...
We looked at that post the other night where they left the comments open showing the poster for Another Simple Favor.
Complex story of blurred boundaries and potentially suppressed emotions. The entire room seemed to hold its breath, processing the implications of such a claim. Lieberman's testimony dug deep, moving beyond the surface-level accusations to analyze Blake's alleged behavior on set. She suggested that the lawsuit...
To stay somewhat neutral, I do have some compassion for her in that regard, but at the same time, this is a problem that is a problem now based on her prior interviews. You know, how much we see of Anna. Will it be very Anna heavy and not as Blake heavy? I don't know. I guess we will see in time.
Initially framed as a case of workplace misconduct, could actually be a subconscious coping mechanism.
Brian Friedman, power attorney, tells TMZ Miss Lively's recent motion to dismiss herself from the self-concocted disaster she initiated is one of the most abhorrent examples of abusing our legal systems. What happened was, and again, everyone's doing this. No one wants to be in this trial, of course. Blake Lively's publicist asked to be removed from lawsuit, defends actress against Justin Baldoni's claims. I'm going to get into what Justin Baldoni's lawyer had to say and what Blake's team is saying, because every day there's more to the drama, and I'm going to get into all of this happening next. So we have Blake Lively accusing Justin Baldoni of retaliating with his lawsuit on her, and then we have Justin Baldoni's lawyer saying Blake is abusing the system. To be quite honest, everyone I meet's Team Blake. I mean, other than Taylor Lorenz. Everyone's Team Justin Baldoni. I got that wrong. Everyone's Team Justin Baldoni. The Wayfair Party's vengeful and rambling lawsuit against Blake Lively is a profound abuse of the legal process that has no place in federal court. The law prohibits weaponizing defamation lawsuits like this one to retaliate against individuals who have filed legal claims or have publicly spoken out about harassment and retaliation. The right to seek legal redress and the right of the press to report on it are sacred principles that are protected by multiple privileges, including the litigation and fair report privileges, which are absolute. So their argument is, you're not allowed to sue us back because we filed this harassment suit. I mean, it's like punching someone and then they don't get a chance to return the blow. So here's what Justin Baldoni's attorney, power attorney Brian Friedman, is saying, right? Because she's arguing in her motion to dismiss, hey, I filed a harassment complaint against Baldoni. He cannot sue me in retaliation. If Justin Baldoni can prove that she filed that claim for some malicious intent, then maybe he'll have a shot at it. But some people are saying, hey, she could get off on some sort of technicality here.
According to Lieberman, Blake's allegations might be a desperate attempt to deal with her own conflicted emotions and guilt, especially given her high-profile marriage to Ryan Reynolds. This wasn't just about legal strategy, it was about internal conflict. The psychiatrist pointed to everything from subtle body language to specific moments captured on film, arguing that the chemistry between Blake and Justin was more than just acting. It was a reflection of powerful, unacknowledged feelings, leading to a desperate attempt to suppress them. Further compounding the complexity of the situation were reports surfacing about Ryan Reynolds' alleged omnipresence on the It Ends With Us set. Eyewitnesses painted a picture of a husband whose presence was less about supportive visits and more about vigilant oversight. It was reportedly a stark contrast to his usual charming persona.
They film it on their cameras because they're bringing you in. And if you do something that they don't want, they don't give you the footage. They keep the footage, they keep the cards, or they edit it out and give you what they want. They could control this environment and put them together. What's going to be telling Kim is, are they seated together? Are they seated separately? Do they address any of this drama? I imagine neither of them will.
How quickly do you...
Don't touch me.
How quickly do you know?
Now, because Anna Kendrick is pretty honest herself. And that felt like a complete, I'm not going to say anything mean, but I'm going to do it in a sarcastic way like you do to me all the time, and then I'll play like it's a laugh. When they do these junkets, they can set rules, no, because they can hold the cards. Lewis and I have experienced this.
And now that it's a function on Twitter and Instagram, there's a couple people that I have muted.
Good.
Yeah.
You can mute people on Instagram?
Yeah, it's a new feature.
Anna, what does it mean to be working with Blake again?
Oh, we're talking about you.
And Anna's just an egomaniac, as you can see. So,
yeah.
I learned a lot from her.
Yeah.
Anna, what does it mean to be working with Blake again?
Oh, we're talking about you all day.
Oh, you know.
Not want to be asked any more questions like that.
How does it feel like the movie's being...
Any lingering glance, a casual chat, or even simple professional collaboration between Blake and Justin allegedly met with Ryan's intense scrutiny. His behavior wasn't subtle. It was a palpable tension that some speculated stemmed from a deeper concern or even a pre-existing suspicion about Blake's connection with Justin. This alleged micromanagement from Ryan added another layer to the drama, hinting at a domestic strain that went beyond the public eye. The public reaction to these unfolding events was swift and intense. Social media became a battleground with hashtags and hot takes flying faster than breaking news. Fans and critics alike were divided.
I think it will be interesting to see the tone that they take with promo here, how much we do see of Blake Lively through this process.
When you do a junket, is what it's called, these interviews for the movies, they bring in journalists and they'll say, you can't talk about this, you can't talk about that.
And she'll be getting private coaching from an expert on how to handle any questions that could be thrown at her.
Some rallying behind Blake and her initial accusations, while others questioned her motives, swayed by the psychiatrist's testimony and the emerging details. The spectacle of a seemingly perfect Hollywood marriage cracking under pressure, combined with the involvement of a beloved figure like Taylor Swift, fueled endless debates.
Lots of women are calling bullshit on Blake Lively. Like, that's just what you see. And look, if you're Blake Lively and you get a text message of this guy Jed saying we are crushing it on Reddit, then yeah, I can understand that paranoia, but that's not enough to win a lawsuit, right? They're gonna have to provide that proof.
How about your post should be, I'm sorry. I believed Blake like everyone else when the civil complaint was filed in California, and then 2 days later, the New York Times writes this article. Read this New York Times thing I told everyone. It's horrible. It's terrible. Why doesn't anyone just say, I made a mistake? I think we live in a world, we're out of cancel culture now. I think. But we live in a world where if you say you're sorry, I just believe that people forgive you and you'll be okay.
Justin Baldoni's attorney, power attorney Brian Friedman, is saying Blake is abusing the legal system, slams her motion to dismiss the suit. They're firing backs at her attempt to cut herself out of the ongoing legal drama surrounding the film It Ends With Us. Brian Friedman, power attorney, tells TMZ Miss Lively's recent motion to dismiss herself from the self-concocted disaster she initiated is one of the most abhorrent examples of abusing our legal systems. Friedman says stringent rules are put into place to protect the innocent and allow individuals to rightfully defend themselves, while noting laws are not meant to be twisted and curated by privileged elites to fit their own personal agenda. TMZ broke the story that Blake filed her motion to dismiss, saying Baldoni violated the law by filing his own lawsuit in the purpose of revenge. Blake says Baldoni filed his defamation suit against her, her husband, and everyone else after she filed his. And of course, when she filed her lawsuit onto him, obviously he's going to take a hit from that career-wise. So his response is like, you're defaming me by doing that. And she's saying, well, you can't even respond.
This wasn't just a legal skirmish. It was a morality play unfolding in real time, forcing a broader conversation about professional boundaries, personal integrity, and the often hidden realities of celebrity lives. The court of public opinion was as fiercely divided as the legal one. Amidst the swirling allegations and public outcry, Justin Baldoni's response was a masterclass in calm resilience. He vehemently denied any wrongdoing, directly addressing the accusations. But Baldoni didn't stop there. He launched a massive counter-lawsuit against both Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, seeking a staggering $400 million for alleged defamation. His legal team quickly assembled a formidable defense, reportedly presenting a mountain of evidence, including on-set footage, emails, and other materials designed to refute Blake's claims and highlight what they argued were inconsistencies. This wasn't just a defense. It was an aggressive move to clear his name and reputation, painting a picture of calculated efforts to damage his career and personal standing. Adding another layer to this already complex narrative is Blake Lively's alleged history of developing intense on-set chemistry with her co-stars. Whispers and rumors from previous film sets have long hinted at a pattern, suggesting that her professional collaborations often blurred into something more personally charged. This wasn't a one-off instance with Justin Baldoni. It was reportedly a recurring theme throughout her career. From early films that sparked relationships to later projects where strong bonds were formed, the gossip columns often had a field day with Blake's alleged romantic entanglements during filming. This alleged pattern now brought a new lens to the current lawsuit, raising questions about whether history was simply repeating itself in a dramatic new way. Delving deeper into her past, the alleged pattern of Blake Lively's intense on-screen and sometimes off-screen connections becomes clearer. Take Green Lantern, for instance. The film where her relationship with Ryan Reynolds reportedly began amidst whispers of a pre-existing entanglement. Then there was The Town, where her undeniable chemistry with Ben Affleck fueled intense speculation, even though nothing was ever confirmed. And later, Savages, where her bond with co-star Taylor Kitsch reportedly extended beyond their scenes, leading to more gossip. This recurring theme, where Blake seemed to immerse herself so deeply in her roles that the lines between character and reality blurred, made every new male co-star a potential subject of romantic intrigue, whether intentional or not. The professional and personal fallout from this intense legal battle and public scrutiny was immediate and severe for everyone involved. For Blake Lively, her carefully constructed public image was fractured, threatening not just her reputation but potentially her career. The implications of her claims being disproven could be catastrophic, as Hollywood is notoriously unforgiving of such missteps. Ryan Reynolds found himself entangled in the very public drama, his marriage under a spotlight, with reports of control issues and explosive arguments. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni's career faced significant challenges despite his robust defense as the shadow of the accusation lingered. The ripple effects extended far beyond the courtroom, touching every aspect of their public and private lives. As the dust began to settle, the most pressing question loomed large. What would become of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' marriage? Reports of escalating tension fueled by the legal circus and Ryan's alleged controlling behavior suggested that their once enviable union was under immense strain. Relationship experts weighed in, noting that the lawsuit didn't create new problems, but poured gasoline on pre-existing flames. The constant public scrutiny, combined with Ryan's reported attempts to manage Blake's every move, added layers of complexity to their already fragile dynamic. The future of their relationship remained uncertain, leaving many to wonder if their picture-perfect image could survive such a public and emotionally draining ordeal, or if this saga signaled a definitive end.